Hey, what's up, my YouTube peoples? What's going on? Now, let me show y'all something real quick. Okay, see that little white box there? That is my Raspberry Pi. Okay, I have two more. I got one here and another one hiding over here. Now, all three of those Raspberry Pis serves a completely different purpose. But for this video, we're gonna focus on this guy right here. Okay. Now that is a Raspberry Pi Raspberry Pi 4B Plus. All right, and that Raspberry Pi is what is my ad blocking server is on. Okay. Now, for those of you who've seen previous videos of mine, you guys know how much I cannot stand ads and so on. Now, recently I upgraded my router to this guy right here. Move this cable. Okay. To this guy right here. That's a Netgear R900 or 9000. Okay. Now, on my previous router, I had Tomato firmware on the router. And that firmware allowed me to block ads natively within the firmware. It had its own option to block the ads in the firmware. However, I no longer have that router, or no longer use that router to be specific. And now I use this router here. But the problem is that that router now has completely different firmware, which I cannot add ad blocking capabilities to the firmware because it doesn't support it. It's not Tomato firmware. So what was the guide to do, right? So I got my Raspberry Pi 4B Plus that I showed earlier and made it into a completely ad blocking server, okay, using Pihole. So through the browser, we're going to go into the interface. Let me go right here, okay? And forgive me, guys, I'm using one hand here and holding my phone on the other. Okay, so this is Pihole. Okay, so this is the interface of my Raspberry Pi 4B. Right, I'm not going to show you guys how to set it up, how to install Pihole, because I really want to get to the good stuff. And there's plenty of videos on showing you how to install Pihole on your Raspberry Pi 4 or 3B Plus, whatever you have. Okay, so we're just going to get to the good stuff. So this is the interface of the Raspberry Pi 4B with Pihole installed. Okay, now this is an ad blocking server that all it does, its only job is to block ads and block trackers and stuff like that. So this is a very unique interface, as you can see here. So here you have total queries, you have queries blocked, and you have percents blocked, and you have domains on blacklist, right? So I'm going to log in. Okay. Log it in here. Okay. So we're logged in. And the interface, as you can see, is really detailed. I mean, they get down to the nitty-gritty. Okay, like there's nothing that's left out here. So you have queries within the last 24 hours that were blocked, and all this other good stuff. Query types, okay, and queries answered, block list, cache, and so on. Now, here's where the good stuff is, right here in settings. Right, so you go into settings, right, and then you go to the block list. And you can activate any of these lists here from the Pihole server. Okay. Now, natively, about 4 of these is installed natively, right? All the way up until it says, oh, this guy right here. Now from here on down, these are filters that I've added myself. And this is what makes this thing really unique, because you can, you could do an ad blocking extension on your browser, um, and you can add filters. But the thing is, it's not on a router level. You see what I'm saying? So because this thing is connected to my network, it is blocking ads on the router level via DNS. So the Raspberry Pi has its own DNS address, IP address, which is, that's mine right there. Okay, so that's the number that you put, the IP address that you put on your router in the DNS settings. Okay, and you just activate that on your router, put the DNS IP address, and therefore you are now blocking ads on the router level using the Raspberry Pi 4B with Pihole installed as your ad blocking server. Okay. Now, again, what I like about this, similar to when I had Tomato firmware on my old router, I was able to add filters to make my ad blocking more powerful. And you can do the same thing with this. Okay? Because with another, if you used a router that didn't support Tomato, such as this one, and you didn't have a Raspberry Pi, really the only ad blocking functions you have is with the DNS. Like, let's say you can go to AdGuard DNS and put AdGuard DNS on your router. But the problem with that is that you really don't have that much control. You don't have the control to add more filters on top of what AdGuard DNS already has. You see what I'm saying? So with this option, you can add as many filters as you want and make your ad blocking server that much more powerful. Okay? So what I do, I'm going to go to another ad. We're going to go to filter list. This is the site that I go to, filterlist.com. And this gives me a whole shitload of ad blocking filters and tracker filters and so on. And so what I do is, like, let's get an example here. Okay. Okay, just for the sake of it, let's go to this one. Excuse me. Let's go to this one. Right? So here, what I would do is go to view, and then this thing would come up. And what I would do is highlight this address and then copy it. Okay? And then go to this part here and go down here, paste the URL, okay, and then hit save and update. And it'll add this ad blocking filter to the list that's already on here, and therefore my ad blocking server will then be more powerful than what it already is. Now there's some ad blocking filters that may break certain websites and so on, so you got to be really careful what you add on to this. Okay? But in a nutshell, this is Pihole, and what's powering this, again, I'm going to show you right here. Alright, that's the Raspberry Pi. That's the ad blocking server. And this is the interface. So let's show you this thing in action. I'm going to close this out. I'm going to close that out. Okay. I'm going to open up, this is Edge browser, Windows 10. So we're going to go to, let's go to IGN. Okay, that's IGN. And as you can see, no ads are really popping up here. And there's no ads anywhere down here. And that is the job of the ad blocking server. So let's go to video. Okay. Let's play a video. Let's go to this guy here. And usually an ad will pop up. Okay, let's skip that one because I'm gonna. Okay. So usually an ad will pop up. But however, there's no ads. And it just goes straight into the video. Okay. And that's Pihole. That's the job of Pihole. Okay. We'll go to let's go to Yahoo. Okay, go to Yahoo. Again, no ads. You see this is a huge empty space here. That's because Pihole has blocked the ad before it even gets to the website. Before it even gets that, because it's blocking it on a router level. Okay? So it's not even reaching you. Therefore, the website loads that much quicker. And there are no ads. Okay? And that is the job of Pihole, and that is my ad blocking server. And I just want to show you guys a little bit of it so you can see how well it works. To the next video, peace out, my brothers. Peace.